Hey friends, I hope everyone is doing well. I am filming a long-awaited update. um, it's been a while since my last video on YouTube, and honestly, I just really haven't had the opportunity to film or give an update in the last few weeks. So I'm going to do that right now. If you're just joining, just finding my channel, my name is Rebecca, and I have been battling stage 3 breast cancer. I'm HER2 positive, which is a lot of fun. Not really. And I have been talking about getting through my chemo regimen, which I got through at the beginning of June, and I was originally scheduled to have a mastectomy at the end of June, and I was too sick to do that, so it got pushed back to July 18th, and it was a day-by-day kind of am I going to have surgery or not situation. But I will say that today is August 1st, and I did have a mastectomy, bilateral mastectomy on July 18th. So the surgery did happen, and I just haven't really had the opportunity to talk about it yet. It has been a long 2 weeks, so it's officially 2 weeks ago from today. Today is a Thursday, so it's 2 Thursdays ago. And I went in to have my mastectomy, and the day that it happened, I had to be at the hospital really, really early in the morning. I think I had to be there at like 5:30 maybe. And the way that it worked is, I had to go in, and before I went in, I had to have this lidocaine cream, and I had to put it all over my cancer boob and the nipple area, because when I got in, they had like a injection that they put in like all around my nipple to make it like light up, so that the breast surgeon knew like where my lymph nodes were, the sentinel node, all of that kind of stuff. They've gotten like really high tech. Originally, we thought we were gonna have I had gone in to have a smart clip put in on the lymph node that tested positive, but when I'd gone into to get that placed several weeks ago, they couldn't find that lymph node or that clip that had been placed during that biopsy, which is a good thing. So if they had found it and they had put that smart clip in, that would have also been identified during the surgery, but they weren't able to do that. So so we went into the hospital, and they immediately pretty much took me back. My mom went back with me to get set up. They had to do the injection, and then my plastic surgeon came in, and when she came in to put all of the marks, like on how she wanted the breast surgeon to cut. Like, you have two surgeons. You have the surgeon that actually removes the breast tissue, and then you have the plastic surgeon that does the, reconstruction process. So I was having expanders put in, and so that plastic surgeon came in, and she was marking she put all the markings on my body so that everybody knew, where the incisions needed to be and all of that. I will say that that was pretty emotional for me. I think up until that point, that day, up until that point, I had been so focused on getting through chemo and trying to live my life as normally as possible. And then that 6th round kind of really kicked my butt. And then I was trying to get healthy enough to be able to have the surgery. And even though I knew that I was like pushing for that and that I was kind of avoiding like what I was actually getting ready to do, I think up until that point where I had to stand up and like put my gown down and someone was coming in and marking up my body, it like becomes real then. So I think that's like the moment that all of it became real and that I was getting ready to lose body parts. I don't know what this is. So I just kind of stood there and silently cried while she did that, and it was hard. And anyways, she was able to do what she needed to do, and it all kind of started happening fast after that. Like after she marked me up and we got all of that stuff done, they came in and they were hooking me up to things. And all I remember is, I remember being in the operating room and going into the operating room and having to switch over to the table. And there were so many people in that room. And I think I made a comment to the anesthesiologist team about like how many people, and they were like, it takes a big team to do this surgery that you're getting ready to do. And so I just remember talking about that and then waking up in recovery. I guess that's like the best part about being put to sleep for surgery is it happens so fast. Like they get you to sleep and then it's done. So I woke up in recovery and, chatted, I think for some reason my brain just feels like I need to talk so that they know that I know what's going on. So I chatted to that lady for a little while, asking where my family was, and I got put into a room. I'm gonna, so, and that was fine. Some people don't stay overnight for getting, when they get a mastectomy, they don't stay overnight. I did stay overnight. That was one of the reasons why I chose where I had it. I'm glad that I did. Just because you have people around you enough to be able to ask questions and for, your family to ask questions. If you just get sent straight home, I think that would have been a lot harder for me personally. So I'm glad that I stayed the night in the hospital. The nurses were really nice. They were checking me and checking my drains and showing me how to use drains because I had 4 drains, 2 on each side afterwards. And so, that's a lot. And even just like standing up and going to the bathroom and, being comfortable dealing with the fact that, I was bound up in a special bra kind of thing. And I had a nerve block, so I couldn't feel anything. So that was good. But overall, like, that was the best situation for me to be in, to be able to stay overnight. Following that, I actually went and I stayed with my parents for 2 weeks. I just came home to my house today. And that was for a few reasons. I have 3 young kids, and I have a 1-year-old who likes to be held, And my parents have the good recliners and, were able to just be present and get me to all my appointments like I needed to be, because there's been several appointments that have happened in the last 2 weeks. And get dressed and all that kind of stuff. So, that worked for me. I'm very blessed that I had that, had that ability for my family. So the way that it all worked afterwards with appointments and pathology and all of that kind of stuff. So the pathology, we were told that it would take anywhere from 5 to 8 days to get back. And we were told that we needed follow-ups with my breast surgeon and my plastic surgeon and my oncologist that next week. So I had the surgery on a Thursday. I came home on a Friday. I pretty much slept. I don't really, like the first couple of days were a blur to me. I didn't have to change anything up here because I wasn't supposed to do anything until I saw my plastic surgeon, which wasn't going to be until a week later. I had to have my drains changed. So, my husband and kids, that first week afterwards, my girls actually went to sleepaway camp. So my husband was over, every day, and him and my mom helped change my, strip my drains and drain that out. It's gross. And then, I'm trying to remember, Tuesday, I had an appointment with my oncologist and my breast surgeon on Wednesday. On Tuesday, on my chart, my pathology report came in, and I immediately sent them to my oncologist so that he had them and knew what they were and could kind of confirm the results to me. And then we had that appointment the next morning with him and my breast surgeon, who also had my pathology results. And to be honest with you, I didn't even really let myself read the pathology. I read it, but I believe it until I saw my oncologist, and my oncologist, could tell me that I was reading what I thought I was reading. And so, for those that have not already heard, my pathology reports showed that I had a complete pathological response. Yes. And that the breast cancer is no longer present in my body. And that's awesome. That's awesome news. And I know everyone is so excited. And I am so excited. And I am also very much guarded about it. I want to be over the moon, thrilled. And I am. But I'm also still just hesitant, I guess. Because I'm HER2 positive, I still have all of this treatment left. And all of the really, really hard stuff, I think I've gotten through for the most part. I still have 25 rounds of radiation and another year of the targeted therapy that I have to go to every 21 days. And now I have the reconstruction, and I'm going to have to go to the lymphedema clinic to make sure that I don't have lymphedema, or if I can control it if I get it. So there's just, it's not over yet, even though the cancer is gone. We have to make sure that it doesn't come back, because it's one of those cancers that has a high recurrence rate if you don't do that. And so I still have a long road ahead, but it's the best possible scenario for what I'm in. And I am very happy and very blessed. And, I'm proud of myself that I got through that awful chemo, and it's worth it. And the surgery, I'm so glad that all of that, it got out, and we know, that it's out. So, yeah, so that's great. I'm happy about that. Um, and my oncologist confirmed all of those results, and, it's great. Regarding the mastectomy part of all of this, I did see my breast surgeon. His role is kind of done for the next year because he doesn't do the plastic surgery stuff. So the plastic surgeon is who I'm seeing quite often right now. I went to my plastic surgeon's office last Thursday, which was a week out from surgery, and they removed 2 drains. The drains are awful. They're bearable, but they're just very uncomfortable, and it makes it where you can't really move very much. I'll probably do like another video of just the reconstruction part of all of this and like how I feel about that, because this video is already kind of getting a little long. But for right now, where we are, because we're so, close to the surgery, I went last week. They removed 2 drains. I had pretty large breasts before this, and I do not want that going out. I will say that I have not actually looked at this part of me. I can look down and kind of see like the top of like what it looks like. It does not look like regular boobs. I have expanders in, and one side, they both look different because one side has like adapted to the one expander one way, and the other side has adapted another way. And I think it's interesting to me because I had a bilateral. My cancer was in my right breast. I'm glad I had a bilateral because the pathology report did show some like concerning areas in the left breast, but that wasn't, the cancer boob. It could have very well become one. So I'm glad I got it taken out. But it's interesting to me because I'm having more problems in the recovery part on the good boob versus the bad boob, if that makes sense. So I guess the big issue that we're having is the blood flow to my skin, where they're watching it on the underneath part near where the incision is. Like I said, I haven't really looked at them. I haven't really been able to bring myself to do that. I've had 3 appointments at my plastic surgeon, last Thursday, on Monday, and then today. And last Thursday when I went for the first time, it was another situation where they took everything off, and I just sat there with my eyes closed, and just tears, were streaming down my face. And everybody's working around me, just kind of ignoring the fact that I'm crying, which is good. Because I just can't really help that. My body's changed, and it's like kind of hits you. And so last Thursday was tough with that. And also, because of the blood flow issues and concerns, there has been conversation in some of these appointments about whether or not I'm going to need another surgery and what that means. I don't know. I don't know if I will need another surgery to, to remove skin, and to have to change out the expanders, and what happens if that happens. There's been a lot of conversation about that. So I don't know what will happen. I've had one fill. They gave me one fill last Thursday, because, they put the expanders in, and the expanders just have air. And so they put saline in. And I think they put like 400 cc's on one side and 380 cc's on the other. On Monday, they did not. And I'll kind of go into another video about the appointments with the plastic surgeons and the conversations we've had. It's been interesting. Interesting, but I'm kind of giving an overview right now. So I went in today. They removed my last drain today. So that was good. Now I can take a shower in 24 hours because I have not been able to take a shower in the last 2 weeks, which is just so much fun. And we'll kind of go from there. My next appointment is on Monday, so that'll be my 4th appointment. And we'll see what happens. I'll probably film a video next week kind of giving an overview of the plastic surgeons. But what has also happened is I have met with my radiation oncologist for the first time. And I met with him this week. He is very nice, nerdy, fun, smart. I feel like he'll be, a good doctor. I was happy with that appointment. He did a great job explaining why they're going to do radiation and what to expect with that. Radiation won't happen for several more weeks because of the plastic surgeon and the reconstruction process. So I think my radiation configuration appointment, for that is early September. So we're probably looking at mid-September before I start radiation. I also had this week on Tuesday, 2 days ago, my first targeted therapy infusion, which is the Herceptin and Perjeta. I had to have a loading dose because I had so much time in between my last chemo and this targeted therapy infusion. I've had the Herceptin and Perjeta this whole time, but that was part of the regimen that they also did the chemo with. And as you know, I had some major issues with low electrolytes and magnesium and potassium with my chemo, especially in that last round. My magnesium is still low, and so is my potassium. So one of the concerns and the reason why I did not do targeted therapy before the surgery, which meant I missed 2 of them, was because of the side effects that come with that, where things just run through you, and that impacts your magnesium levels and your potassium levels. So it'll be interesting when they check my blood again, because now I have had that. I will say that right now I feel great. I do not feel like I felt 2 days after I had chemo, my chemo regimen. But I will also say that bad side effect is part of this. So it'll be interesting to see what we have to do with that, with my numbers. I mean, maybe I just have low numbers. I don't know. But I feel like that the bad side effect of diarrhea is part of the Herceptin Perjeta regimen, as well as, all of the other fun things that the chemo made me feel. I don't know, but I think that that's probably going to be an issue. So we'll see. Manageable, totally manageable. I'm not stressed about it right now, about that, because I have to have this regimen. I have to have the targeted therapy. We're just going to have to get it done, because that is what keeps the cancer from coming back. And that's all I care about. So, we'll get it done. And I have not called back my physical therapist, lymphedema clinic yet to set an appointment, but I will do that. And, I will say, I'm sore. I can't, I'm walking gingerly. I'm having to wear button-up shirts right now. I'm figuring it out, But the good thing is, we had great positive results from the surgery. And the hard stuff is done. I honestly, if you've watched my other videos, I didn't know if I could get to here. Right, and I just didn't know. I mean, the chemo was tough, y'all. And I didn't know if I could get to here. The surgery part is not fun at all. It's not fun at all, but it's manageable, I mean, it's manageable. So I am very much chomping at the bit to get back to feeling normal. And I'm not there yet. Like, I haven't driven. I don't know if I can drive. I'm not taking the painkillers or anything like that. It's just more like range of motion and comfort, just because I feel uncomfortable. But I probably could drive if I had to. I've just been very fortunate that I haven't had to yet. So we'll figure that out. But that is like the long and short of the last 2 weeks in my mastectomy. I will give updates and kind of break down the reconstruction part of it. If you're interested, let me know. That is still going to be a long process. And we're still kind of going through, all of the rest of the treatment. We're not over yet. So, yeah, that's where we are. If you're going through this right now, or you've been through it, or you're getting ready to go through it, I'm saying a prayer for you, because it is not fun. I think everybody reacts a little bit differently, but it's reassuring for me to kind of know what to expect, or to see other stories of what other people are going through. That helps you mentally prepare. So that's why I'm giving these updates. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.